Hello and welcome to Quarter Scale Racing 101. In this video we will be discussing toe alignment. Toe is a chassis adjustment that allows us to align the tires relative to each other and the chassis. We have three options when it comes to toe. When you have neutral or zero toe, that means that both the front and the rear centers of the tires are perfectly parallel to each other and the chassis. When you have toe in, the fronts of the tires point inwards towards the center of the chassis, and when you have toe out, the centers of the fronts point away. The quickest way to check toe is by scribing a line down the center of the tires. They don't actually have to be exactly centered. They're reference lines. As long as they go around the tire evenly, you'll be fine. Once you have those scribed lines down the centers of your tires, you measure the front side, which, if you can see here, I am reading 14 and 11/16, and then you measure on the back side, which again, you're roughly at the same number, which is 14 and 11/16. So right now I'm looking at it and it roughly looks like there is no toe in this. When you use this method, you got to realize this is probably the least of the accurate methods. So this would be good to see if there's a gross misalignment, a gross toe out, or a gross toe in. To get a more fine reading, we're going to move on to using toe plates. There are several toe plates on the market. These particular toe plates are by Dytech Sprints. QS Components has a nice set. Freddy's has a nice clear Lexan set. And I believe WCM has some toe plates. Some of them are square like these, or rectangular, and the vast majority of them I think are round, shaped in the size of your wheel. Go ahead, do your research. I do like the Freddy's idea. They have 3 rounds and 1 square, but the square is offset for different sizes to give you a different size stagger. I actually laid down my own set, which are round, and I've laid each corner at a different diameter in order to set the offset that I want on all 4 corners. When we're checking toe with toe plates, it is really easy to get an accurate number. Sneak that guy by, and you could see that I'm reading 15 and 5/8. Actually, we're 15 and 5/8 heavy, so just a tad over 15 and 5/8, whatever that 32nd or so is. And now we sneak on the back side. And here you can see we're about a 32nd under 15 and 5/8. So if I'm a 32nd over on the front and a 32nd under on the back, I'm about a 16th of toe out. Right? So this number is greater than this number, you know you're toe out. If this number was greater than this measurement, then you know you'd have toe in. So a 16th is good. Most starting setups will have you somewhere between a 16th to an 1/8 of toe out in the front. So how do you adjust it? Well, adjusting it is simple. You've got 2 links at the bottom. These are the steering links. There's Heims on both ends. One is a normal hand, the other is a reverse hand, so it actually works like a turnbuckle. You're going to need 2 3/8 open-end wrenches. There's a hexagon shape usually on the center of your steering link here. Go ahead and wrap around that guy, and then you got a jam nut on either side of that link for the heim joints. So go ahead and feel free to go ahead and loosen that jam nut. And the jam nuts should both rotate in the same direction from your relative standpoint. On this one I have the left-handed nut inboard. So that's the left-handed nut on both sides are actually on the right side of the link, which you want to do that way you know that if you're spinning in the same direction, right? If you're going counterclockwise on either side, they're moving in the same direction. That is, they're going to either give you more or less. So once you got that loose, you go ahead and spin. And if you on this one, I've got it set it up, you can obviously see that by going in that direction over the top, you added more. And if I had gone in the opposite direction, you can obviously see I'm putting toe in. So say we were going to go for the 1/8 inch. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch. I'm actually now at 15 3/4 at the front, and I am oh geez, that's 9/16. That's 3/16. So that's just a hair over. So we'll go ahead and now I'm about a 32nd over there, and there it is. Now I've got an 1/8 inch of toe out. So we just do the opposite here, is we make sure that we're holding down on the center link. And first I button these up, tighten them up by hand. Once they're there, the jam nut's down. And that's how you set toe on the front end of a quarter scale race car. Almost every manufacturer has the same setup where you can adjust the toe with the steering links. One thing you want to know is always try to make sure that your servos are centered and that you have the wheels parallel. Always start with that, and I usually just adjust the left side for toe and then recenter. Once you're on the track, you could recenter your trim to get the car going straight. I think some guys actually try to get even, so they'll try to get a 16th out of this one, a 16th out of that. I haven't noticed a difference when you go a 16th to the 16th or just an 1/8 on this side.